Many things come into effect when living in the dorm. Now, some are bigger than others, but some minor ones are in the bathroom, such as these pictures of the mess and trash that we have to live in. Now, in this interview is shown what other fellow dorm mates feel about how they feel about living on the dorm. Here I have Kendall Langen, who is going to be helping me in my interview about discussing the problems of living on campus. Kendall, thank you for joining me.
Yeah.
Now, let's get started with a few questions. What are some things that you don't like, just generally living in the dorm?
So the first things that come to my head is, number one, definitely has to be like the privacy part of it. You know, coming from, a house with just like my own room and then my own restroom, and then coming into just having to share with like another dude in such a small place.
Right.
And the restrooms, like that's just number one. I'd say like the thing right under that would have to be like the sleeping situation, like with the air conditioners and even like the small bed, they provide us with like a styrofoam surrounded with springs or something like that. It's ridiculous. But that, and then, like I said, the air conditioner is retarded, especially in Stengel. I've been to my buddy in Murray's, and he can control his, but whenever I put mine down to 68, it's still like 75, warm, and I've never been able to sleep in the warm, so now I'm sleeping on springs with styrofoam, and it's hot. So I'd say that too, like just that right now.
All right. Now, if you were to fix one thing in the dorms that you didn't like the most, what would that have to be?
It definitely have to be the air conditioning and the sleeping situation, just because I feel like that's not a hard thing to do. Like, if you think, like, I pay so much money for tuition, and, I guess it could go towards the professors, but I'm one student that's going to end up paying hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, out of so many.
Right.
Like, but they couldn't fix air conditioning,
Yeah.
And I don't know if I mentioned it, but the air conditioner is like the loudest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's like a jet taking off.
Yeah.
Like, even just fixing that, like it's pretty pitiful,
Yeah.
Like, I'd say I'd fix the air conditioning and like just the sleeping situation in general. Like the mattress, I don't know, get yourself a deal with some mattress firm or something like that.
Yeah, they're pretty terrible.
And get just a mattress or something.
Now, what's one thing in the dorms that you don't like doing because you have to share a common area or a common space compared to not living on campus or you living back home before college?
I think I have like two big ones, and the first one has to be definitely the restrooms. Like, that's pretty self-explanatory as it is, and like sharing the restrooms with a bunch of college kids that think they can party all the time. And that's just a big problem as itself. But just like the restrooms with the kids that think they can drink 40 beers and that's normal, and then they go and puke it up all over the toilet seat.
Right.
And I'm trying to wake up to go to class on Friday, and it's Thursday night, so everybody's out. So everybody thinks that they can go puke on the seats, and then I have nowhere to take my morning poop. So
you've talked about the mattresses being terrible, the AC, and just kids being immature in general. What are some solutions that you would suggest that be implemented into the dorm or housing in general on the Texas Tech campus?
I would just say, like, invest a little more money in the whole, like, the air conditioning thing. Like, I feel like that is so simple.
Right.
I feel like that'd be the easiest fix, and it'd also be like a big fix too. Like, the mattress thing shouldn't be hard either. I'm sure you can go get like a buy 2,000, get a few thousand more free. Like, it shouldn't be that hard. Just write them a big check.
Right.
And then leave me in the restrooms. You can't put a restroom in every room. I understand that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have the solution to that part. That's at the end of the day, idiots are going to be idiots. So
Yeah.
we just got to live with them.
All right. Well, appreciate you for your time.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
After this interview, I was surprised to see how many problems and things that are not being done to help solve this, and many others feel the same way about it. As I spoke to some other dorm mates and my dorm roommate himself, this was not conducted with my roommate as we go through the same things. This was conducted with someone who is on the same floor and has the same issue. This being, he knows what we're talking about and how we relate to it.